Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna, and I'll be serving as the moderator for today's session. Today, we have with us Mr. Rajaram Swain, sir. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm really doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir. So I'll
Thank-
start with a brief introduction of Rajaram, sir. So is an engineer turned digital marketer and growth hacker. He has started his digital career journey in 2018 and has successfully helped 20 plus Web 2 brands as a freelance marketer. He does this by helping the brands in their social media sales as well as their revenues. He has now hopped into the Web3 and crypto space. His success can be seen from his very first project, which is a DeFi startup. He helped them grow their Twitter following from zero followers to 30K plus followers and 10K plus followers on Telegram. Plus, their ICO raised $200K in just 3 months. So, sir, I'll start with the first question. That is, what marketing strategy will better serve an early stage blockchain project to build a community?
Yeah. So I think this is a very good question because I have seen a lot of startups and projects, in the especially blockchain and crypto-based startups. They are doing marketing without making a strategy before that, right? So I think making a strategy is the first steps to basically start your community building journey. And there are three things I really want companies to focus on when they are getting started, when they are building a community. Which is first is deciding their goals, right? Because I think goal is something that should be there, and it is very vital. Because what I've seen that a lot of companies they don't have clear goal, and then they really get messed up in the process, right? And they do wrong things, right? So that's why I think goal is very much important. You have to find your goal, whether you are building a whether you are trying to build a very good community, or you are chasing numbers. You want millions of members in your community. Like whatever your goal is, just find that out. I think that is the very first thing. And as well as KPIs, you have to understand your KPIs, like whether you're getting this much members at this point of time. These are the KPIs that you need to find. uh, this is the first thing. And there is second thing, which is target audience. I think there is a difference between target audience and community, right? Because target audience is somebody who is going to use your product, who is going to use your product and services. And there is a another part of community where people are not exactly your target audience, but they are most likely to be your target audience later, or they are just there for for the sake of crypto, right? Like I've seen this in the communities. Let's say you are a real estate startup doing something in blockchain space. So now there are people who are interested in investing in new coins, right? They do not care about what you are doing, what problems you are solving. So now these people join your community. So you have to differentiate who is your target audience, and then you have to decide like how to target them, and then what to whom to target and everything. So I think target audience is the second most important thing when you are building your community. And once you find out these two things, then the third step is to actually find out where you can reach out to your target audience, right? Like it's about building that distribution, whether it's you are doing it on social media or on content. That's the third step. Because now you have your target audience, you understand them well. And there is also a persona, target audience persona, like what's their demographic, and what's their geographical location or whatever. Like these are the informations that you basically gather about your target audience. On the basis of those information, you reach out to them, and you basically create your content. You do a lot of things, right? So this is the third step. And the last thing that I want companies to focus on is to gather insights. Because I know, like, a lot of companies, they create content, they do everything, but they really miss out on the growth patterns, right? Like what are some growth patterns they should focus on, rather than focusing on everything. Because once you figure out what is working for you, you should double down on that rather than just focusing on doing all stuff together. So yeah, those are, I think, two three things that I really want to I really want companies to focus on. And what do you think? Like, do you think these are something that companies are missing on right now?
From what I gather, I understand they need to have clear strategies and then understand who their target audience is and then double down on what works for them instead of trying out everything. Is does marketing in the metaverse differ from present day marketing on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, etc.?
Yeah. So I think, yeah, it's completely different because, and I really want to run you through like two, three things in this concept before we even get into metaverse marketing. Let's define what is metaverse, right? Because otherwise, like, there's no point to talk about marketing. So what essentially metaverse is that it's a virtual world, right? And by the way, it's not actually defined yet what is exactly is metaverse. Everybody has their own definition. But let's think that metaverse is a virtual world, and it's a 3D world, right? Everything around you is made of 3D objects. And example of metaverse is Decentraland and Rulebox and Sandbox, etc., right? So now, this is what metaverse actually is. And how I think about metaverse is it's the extended version of social media, or it, this is how we're going to interact in the future, right? Because things are being efficient, and we are also trying to be efficient in with the technology as well. So metaverse is like 3D objects, and since it's these are the 3D objects, it's going to be more immersive, right? So what is the difference between the digital marketing and the metaverse marketing is that, let's say you are seeing an ad on Twitter, right? So you are just interacting with that, and you are just reading whatever is there, like the text, and you are seeing the video. But in the metaverse, you're going to actually experience it, right? So it's not like it's going to be two-sided, engagement. It's not only from the one side. It's more going to be experiential marketing rather than just one side engagement. For example, let's say you are a skateboard brand, like you make skateboards, right? Now you have this new skateboard that you made recently, and now you took that to metaverse, you create a 3D version of it, and now people can come and try it, right? Like that skateboard, how it looks and how it even feels. Like now Mark Zuckerberg coming up with something where you can actually smell the things in the metaverse. That's completely insane, right? So now metaverse is making things more immersive, and as well as making things more experiential, right? I think that's the very important part of metaverse. And when you are experiencing things, you are most likely to remember those things, right? Because here you are engaging your 3 to 4 senses at the same time. Like you are seeing, you are like you are just touching it, like, right? And those are really good thing to do in order to remember something for the very long time. And that's what metaverse exactly does. It helps you to engage with things more immersively than just watching them, uh, like the video you are seeing on YouTube, or seeing ads on Twitter. I think that's very much the what metaverse does. And there is one another thing to metaverse which makes me fascinate about it, is that companies are going to be they're going to be focused towards giving people the actual value. I mean, it's not like they're just creating a piece of a photo on Twitter and then promoting their campaigns. Rather, they will try to make something which will add value to people's life. It's going to be more. It's going to be more, I would say, that detailed, because now you are actually making them introduced to your products more effectively, and you can just check them from different sites. And so yeah, so that's how what metaverse I think add value to businesses. And there are not, I think for now, metaverse is not for every brand because uh, not every like I think there are still people who are not exposed to web 2 properly yet, like they don't have internet connection. Like very few people actually in the metaverse who are using decentraland rollbox and everything. But it's not, they're most not likely to be your target audience for, like, if you are a real estate brand, right, and you are selling something in the physical world. It does not matter like if you are doing it in metaverse, because the chances are, like, very less to you'll find your target audience there. So like these are nuances that attach to metaverse. And so yeah, I believe that it will take a lot of time for us to reach to a point where every every brand will move to metaverse. But yeah, so there are few brands like Nike. Recently, Nike got into metaverse and they made their sneakers. Like they made their sneakers digitally. Now you can wear them and walk in the Decentraland and go to different metaverse. So yeah, those are few brands that are currently doing metaverse marketing. And yeah, so that's pretty much about metaverse.
Yeah.
And there is another there is a brand called Wendy. I think it's a
Oh, fast
second
food.
most fast food chain,
Yeah.
like popular brand in US. They recently got into Horizon world, right? Facebook Horizon is a these metaverse for it you can use that for work, and you can use that for to play games and everything. So now what Wendy does, they created a restaurant, virtual restaurant there. And what they did that, you will get there and you'll there are a lot of things. You can play games, you can shoot basketballs and everything. And at the same time you can order from their virtual restaurant, right? And you will order from their virtual restaurant and you'll get the order from, like, real world. So that's kind of the very good way to do your metaverse marketing, right? And I think Wendy was the first brand to get into something like metaverse marketing. They did it really well. So yeah.
Thank you for those examples. I think it is definitely very different to advertise on Metaverse versus our social media platforms that we have right now. So the next question is blockchain products are community driven. So, what marketing steps can a blockchain startup take to maximize its outreach in the least possible budget?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing and what I've done in the past with all the projects out there, we used a lot of creative methods to do marketing, right? Because I think Web3 is more about uh, getting into getting into things that nobody does in the traditional marketing or in digital marketing. It's that you can do a lot of things in Web3, uh, which doesn't require like a lot of funds to do. For example, like let me start with pretty basic stuff with the content marketing. I think content marketing is one of the best channel to grow your brand, and it's completely organic, right? You don't have to pay a single penny to any platform to do content. Like you can create content on LinkedIn, you can create content on Instagram, you can create content pretty much everywhere, right? So find and as we discussed in the first question, find our target audience. Once you find your target audience, now you know where they are hanging out, right? Like whether if they are hanging out on LinkedIn, you can start creating content on LinkedIn. All you have to do is to decide your messaging, do your messaging right, because I think messaging it should be right, because a lot of brands are doing the same thing. If you're like if you're also in that space, you are competing with each other, right? So you have to have your messaging right. And once you find those platforms, just do content, right? Just write good content, just produce good content with good messaging, and try to get them in your community. So that's the very first thing I want companies to explore. And that's pretty much obvious, and every company does content marketing, but uh, every company does, but very few does really good, right? So yeah. And then also explore SEO and referral marketing, right? Because SEO is very underrated in Web3, because a lot of brands are not actually exploring Web3 SEO. I'm talking about Web3, crypto, and blockchain startups. So explore SEO, do keyword research, find the keywords that people are searching. Right. For example, let me give an example to understand better. Let's say you are doing a course right on blockchain, like how to get into blockchain development or whatever. Now you go into Google and you search what people are searching, what people are looking for. Then you optimize for those keywords on your website. You start writing blogs on those topics. So SEO is very underrated, and I think companies should explore SEO more and do referral marketing as well, because once you if you're giving somebody a product, then if they're getting value out of it, just ask them to refer somebody, so their friends and loved ones, and in exchange they can get rewards, you can give them anything. You can give them free NFTs, you can give them pretty much anything that you want. So referral marketing is one of the great way to drive growth for your brand, and it's completely free, right? You don't have to do anything for that. You just have to ask for people to share your product with their because they're getting value out of it, and they will definitely share. So that's something you can do. And there is another very creative method to grow your audience and grow your community, which is collaborations. Collaboration is pretty obvious in Web3. Every brand is doing collaborations, and you can also start doing collaboration with companies, right? You are a company in Web3. Let's say you are a company that is working towards DIDs. So there is something called decentralized identities, or you are a company who are making 3D avatars. Let's say 3D avatars for the metaverse, for the metaverse things. So now you reach out to companies who are into making who are who are walking towards metaverse projects. Let's say who are developing 3D objects or whatever that is. So like you find those companies, you find synergies. Basically, you find synergies with the companies, and then you reach out to them, then you pitch them. Hey, we have a great product, and also I think you also have a great product, and let's collaborate, and let's build something better together for our community. So that's how you do collaborations as well and grow your community. Like it's completely free. You just have to reach out to their founders on social media. Yeah, so I think that's a very good way to do, and it's completely free. And I think then there is you can also leverage your existing community, right? Because leveraging existing community is, I think, the best thing to do, because since you already have the community, they believe in you in the first place, right? Like they're using your product, they are seeing your content on LinkedIn or wherever. So now you said them, we have a giveaway going on, or we have a reward. Now if you can bring more people in, if you invite more people, will give you these rewards, right? And this is a win-win situation for both of for the project and for the people, right? Project will get a lot of eyesight from other audience, and as well as audience will get rewards. So this is a very creative way, and you can make them involved into a lot of different things. Like they can follow you on social media, they can engage with your content. So these are pretty much things that you can do when it comes to organic marketing, and these are completely free, and you do not have to pay a single penny for it.
Okay, thank you. Those were good examples. And what I understand is there are multiple ways for these blockchain companies to market their products in a very effective way through content creation or SEOs, referrals, collabs, and even using their existing communities. So the next question is the SEBI. So sorry, SEBI has proposed to ban endorsers who are into VDA advertisements. What are your thoughts on it? SEBI has proposed to ban endorsers who are into VDA advertisements. What are your thoughts on it?
I think there is very heat going on when it comes to crypto in general,
Yeah.
especially country like India. Government is I think government is can't keep up with the new technology, because every day something is new coming up in the space, right? So government is really trying to figure out like how they can regulate things. And I think, but I believe that if government will invest their time to understand this new technology, that will be really great, because countries like US or any other countries, they're really fast when it comes to adopting new technologies, right? And I think there are a lot of new things coming up in blockchain, right? Like there in DeFi, there are a lot of different things now, and that can actually add value to people's life. So now you can, as you do FDs, or as you do stock market, you can do pretty much anything in DeFi as well. You can stake your crypto. Staking means like saving, just like you save in your FD and you get 8% or 9% interest. You can also stake your crypto and make money out of that, right? So there are different models that are in crypto and in web3. So I think government should invest more time and understand the technology and help the community to grow. Because what roast can happen, right? Like what roast can happen, either the technology will crash, or either people will learn something out of it. So I think that's what government should do. And talking about crypto ads, especially crypto ads, I think to certain extent it's true. It's good to ban those ads. Why? Because what is happening is that, like now, let's say a celebrity is coming up with an ad and saying, buy this crypto for 100 rupees, right? You can buy 100 worth of 100 rupees worth of this coin. But most of the people are not doing their own research, right? Like they're just investing because somebody told them to invest, right? So now let's say you invested in a coin and it suddenly goes down, right? And you lost all your money. So that's something should be banned. When people, like, you should not promote not so popular coins, or memes coins, right? There are a lot of meme coins, right? DOS, SEBI, like there are plenty of coming bunch of meme coins coming up every single day. So you should not promote those coins, rather promote the actual value of blockchain, or how Bitcoin, or how crypto can actually add value to the society. Or I think that's how companies should promote their ads, rather than just making people buy all these meme coins. Because a tier 3 guy will never research about how DeFi works, how everything works. They will just go and see what is going up, and they will just buy it, right? So I think that's rather than that, let's educate community, and let's educate people more, so that they will understand things better. That's how this will proceed about doing that.
Thank you, sir. So I think that is it for today's session. Thank you for giving your valuable insights
Thank
on
you.
growth marketing and marketing in the tech space. It has been a delight listening to your answers, and I look forward to